Hi, my name is Crook. I'm responsible for all the marketing and sales for World of Warcraft in Europe, which includes organised play. Well, the classic format has a place in the game. It's a format that we support, and there's no intentions of changing that in the immediate future. I don't think that the attendance at Cologne was necessarily as a result purely of Classic. I think there were a number of factors involved. I don't know if you're aware, but one of the motorways into Cologne was shut because of a police incident. We know some players got turned away from that. Obviously Classic must have had some bearing on it, bearing in mind that Cologne previously had been the biggest ever Dartmouth fair in the world. So it's basically going to come down to how we want to situate events. We tend to look at the individual markets. The more mature the market, the more likely it is to get a constructed event, and that's why we chose Classic for Germany. Whether we would choose Classic again for another market, we just have to review it really on a market by market basis. No, I can't really tell you too much about Worlds at the moment. But what I would say is keep checking the website. We're making weekly updates at the moment to the World Championships page. Certainly, if you've enjoyed this weekend, if you enjoyed the World Cup back in Paris, you're going to love the World Championships in Rotterdam. Well, there's a number of ways you can qualify. You can win, obviously, the large tournaments, the DMFs, the Realm Finals, the EUCC. You can also win by your national championships, by becoming the national champion. But most importantly, you can also get in through Honour. Honour is the system that we use to track how people participate in World of Warcraft and in the game itself, from all levels. So from playing in your local battleground store every week to coming to a big convention hall like we have here in Rimini and competing in the EUCC, you're earning honour all the time. And that's a really great way of qualifying. And it really does support those people who are committed to the game and who love the game. Okay, well, the reason for, I think, probably for the confusion is that for the first time since Cryptozoic took over, Europe is going to be doing something different from the US. Up until now, we've tried to make sure we have the same global programs. In Europe, we recognise that there is a very strong desire to have a nationals event. Europe is, after all, made up of lots of nations as opposed to the US. So they will be doing the draft rally in the US. We will be doing the national championships in Europe. One of the things that we're very mindful of is that not every market in Europe is the same. There are different sizes, different numbers of players, different distribution arrangements in each marketplace. So what we're trying to do is to create a fairly loose framework of tournaments to support national championships. So those markets that could have enough players come and qualify and have a meaningful nationals are running qualifiers. Those markets that wouldn't necessarily have enough players qualify but still want a national championships have the choice to either just run an open nationals, or they can also run warm-up events as well. And they just get you extra bits to get you into the national championships, free entry, etc. Similar to what we're doing with the DMF warm-ups. But we've tried to keep it fairly flexible. So the thing you really want to look at is on the nationals page is how your country is reacting. We are trying to ensure that every single country has an opportunity to run a nationals itself. And rather than in the past where we've had countries like we've had Austria, Germany, Switzerland as one nationals, we're trying to make it so that Switzerland has its own, Austria has its own. Same thing for the Benelux. We're not doing this, on an economic basis and trying to combine them as has been done in the past, but we're trying to do it for the player support, because I want to be the best Austrian player, and I want to go to the Worlds as Austrian's #1 player, not I managed to win in Germany when I'm from Switzerland. I would be very surprised actually if there were many Magic players who are not aware of World of Warcraft. Most TCG players of games like Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic are aware of World of Warcraft. But what we are doing to try to, we're doing a couple of things to try and raise awareness. We understand that people are invested into a TCG, and it's not so easy necessarily just to go and switch to a new one. So we're trying to grow the TCG market as a whole, rather than just trying to take players from other games.
Okay.
And you'll see that with things like our class deck product. That product has been specifically introduced to try to attract the World of Warcraft MMO players. One interesting thing you might not be aware of is in the last few weeks we launched the new class decks, and they were also promoted by Blizzard through the loader page, and that got us hundreds of thousands of hits on our website just from those Blizzard loader pages, and they are the first converted content into localized languages. The goal ultimately is to have the website supported in German, French, Italian, Spanish.
Oh, okay.
But those loader pages went to pages for the class decks, which were translated. So we had 40,000 visitors in Germany alone, just going and having a look at the new class decks. 40,000 player potential awareness. Just tell people how great the game is. You know, it's a fantastic game. I personally think it's the atmosphere that tournaments like this. It's very friendly. It feels like a community, and for new players coming into the game, that's really important. So whether you're in your local store or at a DMF, if ever you see a new player, always make them feel welcome, encourage them, help them. Most of you guys have lots of commons and uncommons out there. You know, make them available to new players so they can start playing in the game. You know, tell your friends, encourage them to come and try and playing in the game all the time. I mean, I personally believe it's one of the best TCGs on the market, and you know, people just need to see it to understand it. And you know, it's definitely growing. We are seeing that. Well, there may be some truth to those rumours. I would say keep an eye on our forums. Okay. There's been some discussion on there. Beyond that,